Checkity check, check. Alright, keeping my ugly mug out of this one. We've got creative mode on. So we finished a Horde Night, a rather difficult one. I had, for performance sake, I didn't put zombies at 64, I put them at 32. And there were 2 of us for Horde Night. It was a day 42. But I want to just go ahead and hop out to the wasteland here. I've got creative mode on, so we're gonna be cheating. Turn on debug so we can fly. So the purpose of this is I want to rebuild the BLendER, but I want to make everything wider. And the general premise is, oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, looks like a demo hurt the ceiling there a bit, or a cop or something. So general purpose is, I'm going to take this, or sorry, general idea is that I'm going to take this shape. You can see it's a top center pole. I'm going to change this to corner poles like this, and essentially have them side by side, where I would just reflect this like that. And so this would be the center pole. So it gets us 2 meters, and it also should reinforce things. I had a pole underneath on this, so it's 1 meter down, which it's technically touching, and I think that did help a lot. I forget what we did and didn't repair here, but this didn't take a whole lot of damage with, I think we had a demo explosion and maybe a cop or 2 explosion. But idea for widening the center path is that I think I can extend out the top here and have these poles. I would probably just do a center, like I would go back to the center, but have a pole out and have a blade trap on the poles here, so that the blade trap would be hitting the zombies as they're sort of shambling back and forth down the walkway. So that's my idea. Of course, if you haven't seen any of the other videos, this just has a kind of fighting positions around here. I want to do something with the wire traps where maybe we drop every other one down 1 meter, just so it's getting the crawlers. We did have quite a few, like I like the cripple 'em mod on stuff, so we did have quite a few crippled zombies that would crawl. The other thing is that these platforms, the zombies would occasionally get wedged in and sort of they sort of phase into and through the turret or get stuck behind it, which isn't too big a deal. If you keep the bars there, you can shoot them. With this hatch up, it was more of a problem if like they would get behind the hatch. You'd have to kind of come around the side and get to them that way. So not necessarily a big problem, but something that I'd like to clean up. So we'll have to figure that out. But the good thing about the debug mode and all that is that we can do that. At some point I will pull up, I forget the commands off the top of my head, but we can change the date and make it Horde Night every night or whatever, what have you. Another thing I wanted to change, so I had turrets here. These were just all turrets, and I had just a ton of blade traps down here and stacks of turrets. Purpose was just we kept getting turret bundles from the level 6 and level 5 quests. So yeah. So anyways, if we widen this a couple of meters, get some blade traps in the center so that it's hitting them as they're coming down the fighting position, and then I want to kind of duplicate whatever that is going to look like and have it as almost a plus or a cross, so that there are some redundancies for fighting positions. Or maybe not that, but maybe we just mirror it on the backside. It's pretty sturdy now. Most of this is steel, but that was, I don't know. I don't know how concrete would have done. What was it? The day 28 Horde Night, I think. We almost ran into some issues. I forget what it was when we were just at concrete and cobble. But yeah, this is also very expensive, very resource intensive. Obviously the top half of this doesn't really need to be steel. I don't think it is on this, but But yeah, let's see what we can do. So, I'm gonna... When I started this, how many meters up were we? What I basically did was... And I should note that building is not my strong suit here. Let me get out. We're gonna kind of half destroy... What the dev... SMGs, what I'm thinking of here. The block destroyer. Yeah, the super digger. So, when I started this build originally, I just built out the steps. So we were 1, 2, 3 meters up with some steps. And then I built a pole coming out. And then just built the area around here. And then we just sort of built from that. We dug down in the pit. Let's see how many meters deep we have the pit. We're at... Well, let's get rid of the blade trap. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be 4. It'll be 4 meters deep from what ground level will be here, since this is technically ground level right here. And how many wide are we? 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to add in at least 6, right? Because we need this to be center. So we'll build the center first. It's going to widen the steps as well, which is fine. So the steps will be 2 wide instead of just 1, which that's totally cool, totally fine. It's just a lot. It's a lot. So let's get started. So, steps. And let's just take, we don't need any of this now that we're Cheaty McCheaty Pants. I'll just kind of split some frames. And I mean, we could build this just out of steel to start. So maybe we do steel frame, or it's a block. How's it written? Is it steel cube? It is. It's steel dash cube. So let's just take... What are the differences here? Oh, this is just a cube. Okay, we don't need that. These are the variables, so we can change those. So I'll just take a bunch of these. I don't need that many, but let's get rid of the wood ones. We can just destroy these with the SMG, so if we accidentally place one somewhere, not a big deal. Boom, it's gone. I don't have to sit there and hack away at it with a auger or pickaxe or anything like that. Alright, so we need steps, stairs, side by side. So we're going 2 wide. Let's put this... I don't want to go too far away because I like that this is right here. I used to use this POI every time zombies would respawn and I would pull them in. Let's get away from them. So, we'll put it out here though, just so it's away from some things. Let's get some trees and some rocks out of the way just in case. Just so we can see. This SMG is addicting to just fly around in God mode and play with. We must have planted all of these so that we had a forest. Just mow down the forest, Predator style. If any of the rounds will hit them. There we go. Come on. Just opening this up so it's nice and lit. Oops. Take out too much of the video. Okay. Ooh, my drone's it. Did I shoot him on accident? Whoops. I guess he would have died. I don't know. Alright. Actually, that's another thing. Come here, Mr. Drone. You can kind of park yourself right here. Because you're going to be annoying if we don't do that now. Alright, so. 2 wide on the steps. Keep steps over here. I'll just do it complete as we go. So this is kind of, I'm just mimicking what we have. I like the corner steps. I kind of like that, like they're coming up the side. There is some concern. There's some cladding here. There's some concern that I think they can come up just like this edge of the steps, and if there's a bunch of stuff, they might just start beating here. I came out a block, or I think that those bars are centered because of that. Oh look, he's doing the path. Let's also, for our sake, I should have turned zombies off, but we'll keep them on because I didn't want to have to keep hopping in and out and everything. Where did he go? There he is. So we'll keep that. We'll keep that thing on us. Alright, so anyways, 2 stairs. Let's go to regular blocks in the middle, and then back to stairs on top. And then from here we can start building the poles out, right? Because we're 2 meters up. Yep, boop boop, 2 meters up. I think that's enough. You could always dig the pit deeper. I didn't have it that deep because I just wanted to be able to see. At first I was thinking it might be good to be able to be up here or even just down in the normal fighting position before these wire traps, electrical fences were here, and just shoot down in case something did happen and they were in here and started beating. That was sort of the redundancy there. It was just not that there was really redundancy, there was just the option to get out of here. I don't even know where he must have come from over here. Oh yeah, they did. There's like a clear on out now. Get. Where were we? So let's copy shape rotation on one of these. If I can press the right key. So left side there, right side there. 2, 3. How many meters did we have this coming out? I liked the length of this. It was like close, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we need to. I think that there was a reason. I think I might have done that because of the distance. Before I had a bunch of points into intellect, the distance of the sledge, because the sledge is a big thing here. You don't necessarily need to be specialized into intelligence, because you can still, at least right now, even when I haven't done intellect stuff, intellect builds, I've always ended up with a super sledge, at least by the 2nd or 3rd Horde Night, just organically looting it. I like the intellect builds. I'm having a hard time getting away from them. I do want to do a spear build again, because I had a lot of fun with that. I've only ever done it once since 1.0, and it seemed to be pretty dang cool. Lots of range on it. Let me quit yapping here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Will it work? 7. I guess because it's steel. Yeah, we have more strength with the steel. I don't think if you're building this with wood, you'll have to kind of like work from both sides simultaneously. I originally built this with the normal cubes, so I was limited on how far out things could extend. Supply drop. Alright, now I need to figure out. This is just 1 meter, right? And then it's boom, the walkway. So let's go back to normal cubes. I don't build a whole lot, so this is a mental struggle for me. That's why I keep flying back here. I guess let's just come over 1, right? And then I've got those curved with those wedge shapes. What did I have next to the steps? Is it just right up on the wall? It is? Okay. Just get that. Boom. There's the doorway. There's the entrance. I guess I'll focus on kind of... I was thinking maybe just focus on building out one side and then do the other, or would it be better if I just sit here and do them back to back? Do one side then the other. I think my brain is going to feel better if I do it simultaneously. So let's copy shape and rotation on that. So we're coming 1 meter out. So we're skipping that. Yeah, because we want a meter of the pole to stick out. And then it's going to be the blade trap that sits in this square. See, now the thing is though, I think it needs to come out 2 meters. So let's try something here. Because what was that? That's that, and then it's bars, right? Let's go to bars, centered. Yeah. Okay. Another thought I had was the blade traps coming straight down into the center, but I don't want it to completely impede their path because they're just going to run into it until it breaks. I think they're more easily reachable if they're just hanging off the side here too. I need to go up one more with that. Okay. And this, yeah, I'm all kinds of messed up here on that. So let's fix that. Get out of here. Bars. Should be 2 meters of bars, right? And then I came out. What was going on there? Centered bars as well? No, they're not. What do we got going on here? Let's keep splitting these shapes. What do we... Oh, that's a regular, it's a big wedge. Okay. Oh yeah, that still works. Okay. I think maybe we will stick with one side at a time here. So let me get some regular cubes back going. This is basically the floor. Now height-wise too, thinking of this before a later Horde night, if they do destroy something with the walkway and then come over here to try to enter through the wall, they at least have to get in a couple of cubes before they can like get in and then jump up and come through the side to get to you. Of course, all basically kind of wishful thinking until you test it out. Can I just lump in? Oh, that's nice. Okay, cool. So we can just do that. It's very cool. Okay. Now, let's grab some blade traps. I mean, for the sake of this looking good too, I'm thinking, what if we just did a regular cube? That's what a lot of the stuff I build, I'm not too worried about it being aesthetically pleasing, but there's an extra level of satisfaction when it is. Alright, let's grab... I got enough shapes here now, I don't need to worry about keeping as many. So say that's coming out 1 meter, and then we throw a blade trap on it. Right there. Yes, that is perfect. That is exactly what we're going for. Because that is definitely going to hit them. And there'll be one on the other side as well. So let's just come in with some cubes. I don't think there's enough, so maybe we would enough room, so we would probably alternate these. And then pole again would probably be there, right? Because how many meters wide are these? Oh yeah, look at that. Is it too far though? Have we not? Oh, I skipped stuff. Is that right? Because we got a meter space. Alright, yeah, I ignored the meter space part. That's the problem with not doing these side by side simultaneously. So, from center to center, let's see, center of that one, we're going to go 1, 3, 2, 3. Yeah, so 3 meters further over to hit the next blade trap. Boom. So get sliced, get sliced. Just have frickin' wire traps out the wazoo. I believe this will work. I would keep the upstairs like it is in this for the sake of repairing the traps themselves, so you can get to them. I'm trying to think, is there any clever way though that we could set it up so that while standing here in the fighting position, you could get to these and repair them? This could be scaffolding, I guess. I know you can repair through scaffold ladder. There isn't a center scaffold though. So that might not be too big of a deal though. Let's... Oops, wrong gun. What if we did this wedge again? But did it here. And then did scaffold ladder. Okay, and that actually... Oh, we don't want it that way, because then they can just jump on it and climb it. Is that right? No, we'd only climb from the other side. Okay. That's perfect then. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that works way better. So, that was the wedge tip. So we'll only use the wedge 60 and not the wedge 60 tip. And I guess let's double check here. Like I'll blast this. And then just grab a nail gun. I suppose. Nail gun. Okay. Go back from here. Yes, okay. Problem is just don't run up and get caught up on, you know, it's just jump right off. Now, let's see, problem there is the wire traps would hit us if we had to come around like that. It's if we did the wire traps that same way. I'm wondering if I have the wire traps like in this cube area right here and angled them up. If the angle, I'm thinking if the angle cuts the pole there, where it's going to hit, basically, as long as it like clips their feet as they're walking by. Alright, so I need to build out this other side if I'm going to try that out. So let's try that here. we changing elevation a little bit here? Yeah. Oh, we could still, okay, so we could do the wedge tip on that piece of it. So let's change this cube. Right there. Yep. Okay. Beautiful. That's just so there's no lip or anything for them to grab onto whatsoever. Let's just go ahead and fill this in. Did I want this to be more than 2 meters? It's 2 meters here. Let's make it 3, just for the sake of, like, this is a spared no expense. I don't think we're going to have any issues other than it being way more resource intensive. Then again, you're really only worried about the exterior. Like, inside here, this could all be wood. 1, 2, 3, so this is the wall. And, like, honestly, well, I guess you wouldn't want this to be hollow. And that's the thing too, you see when we start digging, so if you're making this base organically, you do have to be careful about how you dig out certain sections to start lining the wall for the pit itself. Idea is just for the pit to be prepared to take explosions and all kinds of things. That said, though, I don't believe we had any issues with anything. Like, if demos or cops blew up, now we definitely had some cops blow up down in the pit, but no demos. But we didn't get a whole lot of demos either. 2, 3. Oh, a little optical illusion there. It looked like I was missing a shape. Okay, this is the wall, right? I'm not screwing this up. Yep. I'm sure there's a better way to build this. Like I said, when I go into the build and prefab editor stuff and all that, I've not played in that enough to really do this efficiently. So, but this though, we're also, although it's in creative mode, 2 and then wedges, 1, 2 and then, no, that's a space. Okay, so we're messed up here. We need a gap, wedges. Okay, so I need to open this up another one. This is at least just something that if anyone goes to build this, they can sort of scrub through it and at least see. Go back. Yeah, there we go. And I really want to test this. I'm going to turn, I think, just everything up all the way. We'll put it on day 700 and let her rip. And I want to try it, I think, without the turrets. I just want to try it with blade traps. I don't know, maybe we'll throw a reasonable amount of turrets in there, but then again, like, I was just getting a ton of turrets, so who's to say what a reasonable amount of turrets is by the end game stages here. Am I missing one? I am missing one. So now lengthwise, we should probably trying to think. Say before we go any further, is there now a better way to do this? To get these in side by side? Could we not just throw another one in right here? Oh, we can. Oh, well that's beautiful. Heck yeah. Okay. Wicked and beautiful. It's funny that you make these brand new and they're already bloody. Oh yeah, this is exactly what we're going for. Hate to like mentally visualize anything in this game just for it to not be possible. I think I want one more row though. So how far out do we have to come to get one more row? 1, 2, at least one more block. So this will affect the length. I know things change constantly with how far the zombies will and won't path and how far they like to path and go into their rage mode and all that stuff. We're kind of just throwing caution to the wind on that and making this specifically about getting 3 rows of blade traps in here. Boom. Go right there. Yeah. That's a very scary hallway. Look at that. They gotta run down all that. So, it's funny. Feels like he moves so slow. Now not being in God mode. Oh, I need to bring this out another meter. I can leave that side skinny and see... No, there's no reason to. I mean, I guess it would save you blocks, but... I guess you could get extra fancy with this and round stuff off and all kinds of stuff, but we're gonna keep it a big old square. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then the wall. The wall. Yeah, if you built this like this, where like even the insides, the innards were all cubes, this would be an insane expense. So, it would definitely be one of those things where stuff just gets upgraded as needed. And will probably be mostly concrete. Oh no, I didn't want to. And it didn't even. Okay, it did. I say it didn't even get the plant. Whatever. We'll stick a steel cube down there. I guess I could have just filled it back in. Whatever. It's fine. Well, now I came too far out. That's wonderful. That's right, because the wedges I'm counting as one. Well, let's just fill her in right here. And I'll knock this outer wall out. Look at that. And then, yeah. How do we fill? Ooh, a rad screamer. More like a dead screamer. Am I right? Ooh, sent some whites. Great. Anyone else? Was a lot of heat just destroyed all those cubes. Is there a leveling tool? I know there's level design tools. See, there's a lot of these I haven't used. There's a lot more dev tools than I'm used to. Read those. Sure. Block replace tool. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of going through familiarizing myself with some of these. They're just armor bundles. And these are just give XP. Okay, that's cool. Oh, infection and abrasion buffs. That's cool too. Wow. Okay, tough guy shirt. Broken arm buff. Okay. Very neat. How does this work? Let's test it over here. Oh, it's removing. Pressing right click is removing. In a weird way, though. Okay. Well, we're not going to mess with that, because I'm not going to watch a YouTube video right now on how to use it. So, what else do we got? What is this? Tangent. Level design. Okay, so what does that do, though? Open. Oh, it just gives you that. Nice. Okay, well, that's what we need. Do it the manual way. Alright. Where were we? Let's bring this out again. Why are you not wanting to copy? There we go. Okay, cool. So there's the general gist of things. We are going to need to come out some cubes further here. Yeah, I guess let's figure that out, because the fighting position. That? Yeah, no, so we need to be at least one more out. And then that can get closed in like that. Oh, and that is getting yellow, isn't it? So let's build that up. It's got a lot of support. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I definitely would be wary about this if you're trying to build this in a desert biome or something along those lines. just as far as support structure ability. Alright, let's get our scaffolding. Scaffoldy doty ding dangs in there. Nope, that is not. I don't know, we might need to change out some scaffolding for bars or something. We might need to figure something out. I don't know how well scaffolding does at stopping explosion and cop spit. I did in here, I had some explosions go off with me rather close to them, like right here, and I think hardly took any damage. So we just wrap, yeah, we just wrap around the side. Yeah, so let's take, I'm just kind of looking at the shape of things here. Take those off. Maybe open this up, because I think we're just going to square this off here. And I guess we can do 2 hatches? Okay, so I didn't think about that. Two hatches for the fighting position. Get on there. That's a tricky spot. Let's get some hatches. Just get the vault. Steel hatch. We want it that way. Right. Yeah, okay. Just checking things out. Yeah, it's funny, just widening that a little bit there. This is massively more resource intensive, but we don't care. We're in creative mode. Being creative. This looks cool. I'm digging it. Once we paint this up. Oh yeah, so we're gonna need to punch out ladders to get to the second story. I want at least 2 meters behind so you can kind of back up. Also, I have no idea if any of this will work in 2.0 because of the simple mechanic of the zombies being able to crawl through, I think it was half-meter spaces. Like, you're gonna have to get real fancy with something, some additional block here. Like, I don't even know. Maybe one of these offset ones, but in the front, and then just have a way up from the back here, so you don't even come through this way. Like, you just block all this off. I like the hatches for the health, and I like them being able to come down and get through and do things if we need to. Like if I need to get out there because the path has broken, I don't want to have to go out the back and then around by all the zombies. I just want to be able to go through right here and fix it and then come right back. So there's a lot that goes on when it comes to repairing. It's just having those shapes. I mean, obviously you do copy, shape, and rotation, but just being able to throw out new stuff. If a blade trap completely disappears, we can go through and lay a new blade trap. But like even those little supports, that's now another consideration of, hey, if those supports break, and I think they have more health than the blade traps, so they probably wouldn't break before the blade traps, but if they did, it would be a problem. So my thoughts now too, with the intellect build, oh boy, let's get our friend. Come on now. Don't beating up my fresh base. I was just thinking there's an extra meter here that maybe could have closed in the entrance. Is that right? Because there's only two. 1, 2. No, I guess that's right. That's good. Can you get a block in there? You can. I don't know that you need to. I was just trying to have that. I mean, you can get 2 blocks in there too. Oh, so could we have the walkway come out even? What would that look like? Well, no, we don't want to be able to walk on the blade trap, but what if we did that and then did like a plate? And we could just do plates all the way across. Problem is the plate. Yeah, I don't want it to be open. I want a little bit of something because the plate is filling a meter upward, so we couldn't put then like a railing on it. But like, what if we did? Just go back to cube here. How does that interact? Yeah, like you can't fall down in there. Ooh, I don't like the scaffolding up here though for that reason. You end up stuck on it and accidentally climb it over. Yeah, just coming off of it there. So we definitely wouldn't do scaffolding up here. We would probably just do bars. Because we can get over the bars and repair. So what does that look like? Yeah, that's better. I mean, he pops down in there. That's kind of annoying. But you could... Can you drop down stuff here too? Let's get like... Just for quick trial. Yeah, you can drop stuff down in there. That's pretty nifty. So that kind of works as an unintended feature there. Just get those out. Inventory. Just don't know looks wise. Can we do something cooler with these shapes? Like, can we do wedges? So that should hold. Let's destroy that. Can we do a... Is it that way? Is that the way we would know? It's that way. Just for like grenade shoots. And then I'd flip it and put it back here. Now that's pretty cool because I just dropped those grenades, whatever. Let's grab more. What are the nuke grenades? There's just no... Hang on, I gotta see. I gotta see what this is. Is it just a terrain destroyer? Yeah. Okay. We will leave those over here. Oh, I'm sure you could drop a bunch of those and make it blow up and it'd be all kinds of fantastic. Oh, yeah, he wasn't happy about that. How does that look from down below? Does that look cool, guys? Yeah, I think that's cool. Still can't fall through, right? We just walked on it. Yeah, because you still squeeze in down there. It just kind of pops up. Yeah, we get stuck doing that. That's fine. Okay. let's wedge it up then. So that shape is going to go on, yeah. And on this side of those, and now we need to mirror that. Boom, boom, boom. We'll do this cube there. Okay, cool. I am happy with that. Wondering. This will be a wall. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Make sure I'm not about to run out of these shapes. Okay, no, we're still good. No, dang, what? Oh, I picked up concrete cubes. Let's get rid of those. One wood cube, interesting. Where did my dang... Did I drop them? No matter. I mean, I guess we should do corner pieces here, right? So it's technically correct. Are they going to work correctly? No. Am I missing something? Not go to simple. It would work coming out, but not going in. Yeah. Alright, well, let's keep it... No, not that one. Let's keep it like this. I was going to say I like that it is also separate pieces. So this is a separate piece from this, just so there's two health bars there instead of just one corner piece health bar. Not that that would be taking... I don't know, if somebody's up here shooting, might be cop spit coming up. Somebody up here that's just explosives and repairs. That would be the ultimate team for this base. Somebody's intellect build for traps and everything. Somebody is just explosives build. What else is with explosives? Is that perception? Oh yeah, so somebody else is just rifles, spears, and demolition. Let's just kind of build this wall up so we have our upstairs squared away. Almost there. Is that about where we want it to be? I want then a path. I think I might bring this all out one more cube because I want the ladders to be like maybe just a ladder straight up that comes out that we get to the roof, because I do want to do spike traps on the roof for the damn buzzards. And do we want the roof like boom right there? How does it look down here? Yeah, it's tight. It's tight down here, but it's not in a bad way, I don't think. We knock this out and we just do the scaffolding ladder, which I'll say we do because we want it to be, we want to be able to repair through it, worst case scenario. And maybe we just do it on one side this time. I had it on both sides last time. I think I had this open and this. Yeah, it was just a bar coming across. Okay, because I continued the wedge shape up top and then had these as centers, but I think this kind of just has to be what it is here. So just, yeah, just for ease of everything, let's just go ahead, make it symmetrical. And then we go back to cubes. Right, and then we bring that out one more. And then this is the roof level, I believe, is kind of what we're working at here. Let me close one in and just see, get a feel for it. Alright, so we're down in this thing. Yeah, it's not too bad. It actually kind of helps with it, with the character just not getting caught on stuff. And we will put hatches up here too, just so this is closed off. I like to have the hinges in the direction of where you're coming out with them. Just so, yeah, you can stay snagged on them and push over. Because otherwise you run up and just run straight out, run off the edge. Alright. Get more of these on board. Gotta make sure this damn thing will hold itself up. It's gonna be a lot of steel blocks. Maybe I should rotate this too so that it's the correct orientation. I don't think that matters at all, but yes, okay, so this thing should be fine. Just a big open surface. Wondering if we'd have to put support beams in or something, but with steel I think we're okay. with wood, I don't know that you would, pun intended, I mean, like, you wouldn't need the roof on this thing or the upstairs for quite some time. And you could keep this thing open on top. Just have it be a convertible base. And just shoot the buzzards as they come in. Maybe we do a little... Can we get a fancy safety railing that gives us then like a corner to push into? I kind of like that. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Damn, what did we blow up here? Good lord. Alright. I do have a rear exit kind of walkway piece. So... Oops. Maybe that's why I had this open. Because I had a door that came out. And that was our roof access. No, there was roof access in here with hatches too, with just one. Because I think I want that walkway to be at this level. Yeah, kind of above the door. I'm wondering if with blade traps on the front, because we had a couple on the front there. Oh yeah, we just do them right there. Can we rotate so the orientation's different? Just for like, just so it looks like it's a BLendER piece that's in sync. Now, I forget why. I think the walkway was just to come out and look and make sure everyone was pathing out here correctly. Oh, we still need to finish our poles here. I've also thought about putting a drop door, like we do a vault door as the last piece here, just so this is like, this base is just pulling out all the frickin' gimmicks and tricks kind of thing. But I don't think it's necessary. I think we're gonna have enough going on with everything that this should be fine. Ooh, we do have a little gap down there. The pit is going to be another complicated kind of mess. So how do we look over here? I just didn't want them. This is just reinforcement. That could just be a plate though, I'm pretty sure. But this was so that there was essentially this plate's taking up the meter below, and so is that plate. The bars are on the front, so hopefully if there was spit, the bars take the brunt of the damage. If there was spit from below, the bottom plate takes the brunt of the damage and not the plate that the turret is sitting on. Although, I wonder what happens. Let's see. What happens to a turret? Does it die? No, it just falls. Okay, that doesn't worry me as much then if something happens. I mean, obviously you lose a turret's ability to keep knocking them off. My thought was, though, that one of these turrets would get moved closer to the entrance, so that whether they're getting pushed right back out or immediately off. I don't know if we want that, though. The whole point's to get them coming through the blender. So maybe we do just keep them right here at the door. This just keeps them off the doors where they can actually hit anything. So probably just keep that as is. How many shapes? Worked about 12. Okay. Trying to think of how to put the name on it and everything. We'll worry about that last. Alright, how do we do this coming out here? Maybe these two are back to being wedges. Like that. So that gives us the headspace to come up what will be steps. I don't want that. Yeah, that keeps it nice and tight in there. Let's go back to squares here, jumping all over the place, but all part of the fun. How many meters do we need to go up, though, to get to... Let's see. Let's get the shape we want real quick and just build from the center. I like it for I think the looks as much as anything. Do we want it that high? Do we want it to come right to the blade trap? I think that's cool. Just have it come right to the blade trap, so you can get out there and repair it. Are there better catwalks, though? This one looks good as that wood, that black wood painted, but what is this called? It's just catwalk, okay. I think there are plate versions. There's gotta be, there's like the industrial, yeah. Maybe we do that just to stick with the correct aesthetic here. Okay, I think, oh, do we do plain? There's plain. What does the other one look like? It has the border around it. Let's look at them painted real quick. Let's get the dev paintbrush. Oh, I had a bunch of those apparently. Oops, that's erase. So it lets you, okay, it lets you paint them separately. That is fancy schmancy. So you could do something real crazy. Not that specifically, but yeah, so we're going to err on the side of fancy schmancy. Okay, yeah, this one needs to be the corner one. gotta be a fancy corner. Yeah, catwalk V2 railing corner end. The only thing is, I don't like how's that gonna look if that, yeah, it's in two different directions. I mean, I guess if we painted something that's like, it's all kind of directional though. We'll have to figure out. This is a later problem, but oh, can you paint it like glass? That's opaque, it said, but no, that's like a window. Interesting. Medicine cabinet. What does that look like? It's also just like a frosted glass. That's actually kind of cool. We might end up doing something like that, but so those patterns, that's not too noticeable that they don't directionally line up or anything there. So okay, we'll keep rolling here. I thought it was copying the paint as well. It's just that little frosted helper thing over top. I could go up one more and just have a door upstairs that comes out. Let's do that. Oops. And so what we can do is, let's see. We'll get rid of the steps. I might still just have a ladder that comes up the back, but it can just come up to, oh shoot, I'm trying to think of multiple things at the same time here. It's racking my brain. Ooh, loot bag. Come on, everybody. Don't. What are you doing? Probably still should have turned zombies off. I probably can in the debug menu, but it's alright. A little welcome interruption every now and then, never hurt anybody. Alright, well, if this is going to be the wall up here, we can do double doors. Let's just do that. Let's build it around that. What am I doing? I'm trying to type door into the shapes like it's just a shape I can change over to. It's double. Yeah. Only need one, but give me 500. Sure. Is that dead center? Yep. I don't think I've ever used double doors in anything. Get some lanterns going here. Are they not the... It's the right lantern. this the right lantern? Yes, it lights up. Okay. Yeah, maybe we hang these things kinda everywhere. Put them in the corners is good. And then probably in the center. I think that's good. It's enough ambient flowing through. Guess we could do just two right there, hanging from the ceiling. That's how lanterns work, right? So you come out, Mr. Walkway. Oh yeah, so how do we do a ladder coming up to this? I guess I could just do the railing and then have an opening. So we'll destroy it when we get around. We'll destroy the one and knock that out when we get around to doing that. So we could just go all the way across with this, right? Maybe we do the same thing though. So I'm skipping those because... Alright, so let's just figure this out now then with the hatches. Or not that. Yeah, it'd be with the hatches. So we want... Come back to bars here. Let me borrow you. Borrow you. Haha. Oh, it doesn't come up with catwalks. We just have to go to it. So just V2 railing is what we want. I don't need a cap. Let's narrow this down. V2. Double cap. Railing only single. Is that? Yes, but it's upside down, right? Yes. So I'm thinking hatches there because we can open those hatches and repair, but no, but it takes up the whole space. So if we were a meter higher, we could do that. Alright, so let's go back to just the original plan here. Just looking and thinking. Oh, let's get rid of this bag. Oh no. That was me. So for the ladder, I guess they're only doing that when this comes out another meter. And we can do that. We can bring this out so it would just be a plate. Let's try it right here. So this would be out like that. I'm just going to use that as a placeholder. And then this was just going to be a plate. Yeah, Catwalk V2 plate only. That's how that would work. And then you would just leave a plate open and put a hatch door. Yeah, boom, right there. And I guess would have the hatch open towards the wall because there's going to be a railing. So, okay. Well, shoot. We'll kind of have to redo the whole thing. Just trying it just on this back end. So then, like, I say ladder right here. Back to our squares. Get to our scaffolding ladder. And I say take that all the way up to the roof as well, just because why not? Starts that high up, so the old zombies can't get in there and attach to it. The old Zumbawumbas. Okay, and I like that, just that like little bit of asymmetry. I mean, I guess we could do it on both sides. So I guess I like that asymmetry, but I like symmetry better still, so screw it. Yeah, okay, I'll take the symmetry. Gosh, I wish, is there, can we cheat this somehow? Can we get just the railing? Can we get, how does it look if we do that? Does it work? It kinda does. I mean, the idea was to have hatches there, so maybe we move scaffolding over. No, because you won't fall. You can't just fall down this. The character grabs the ladder. What if you even do it backwards? No, they grab the ladder. And you can, yeah, even if you're walking slow, like, yeah. And if you're sprinting, they'll sprint right across. Or just start falling down the ladder. Does this hang or do anything annoying? No, it's bumped a little bit. I don't know. Probably I'll put lanterns up underneath to light it. I'm gonna go with it. What do the cap ones look like though? So what if we destroy that? the caps don't really line up, so it kind of doesn't matter. I mean, I think it almost looks worse compared to just that. At least that like lines up to an extent. It's just that misalignment you have, but I think I'm gonna leave it. I don't want the railing sticking too far out in the front. Purple lanterns. Let's stick these on now. So nice and well lit underneath, because that pushing out does get this side a bit more, I guess. And let's just do the four corners here. I want it to be well lit. I mean, I guess you could use this as a base too, put crafting stations up here. That might look kind of cool. Might do that just so it's like a one size fits all, sort of one and done type of base. So far though, I think any problems that are new oh wow, look at this wandering horde. Of course now, when I don't want loot bags, we get loot bags. Just trying to think if there's anything else we should do before we move down to doing sort of the bottom half here. Let's drop this other junk we don't need. Alright, so just checking again, how many meters deep did we go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this would have been the ground, right? Yeah. 5 down by 1, 2, 3, 4. Or just 5 by whatever the depth is. So. Might just be, I know there's probably a terrain tool that makes this way easier, but I have the one that goes all the way down, but I'm trying to just level as we go. And try not to take any off the side here. So where I messed up big, way originally doing a base like this was dropping the whole foundation and the whole base collapsed. So what I normally do instead is I'll get this down to the right depth, and then we'll just kind of, we'll work in a support pillar at a time on the corners. Because right now it's all still supported, so we're free to dig down the rest of this depth. So I'll work in a support pillar one block at a time, going down, come to the other corner, do that. So it's basically on stilts, and then start knocking out the walls of dirt and just build a wall of steel. Ideally, I guess you would do this 2 walls thick, because early on, it seems like it does, like, there is a, whether it's day 21 or 28 Horde Night, depending on your game stage, seems to be a little more cool. Like, you get some early demos, or like some early cops, like cop hordes during Horde Night, and it can really wreck some things, because you may not have everything up to it, even concrete at that point, depending on how crazy you've been resource farming. Alright, this is looking good. So you would just do the same thing with a shovel or an auger or wherever else you have. I'm going real slow with the terrain destroyer machine gun. Just trying to keep it all nice and neat. Don't want to get too crazy on the trigger there. Feels almost sketchy doing that, firing in the bursts. Oh, we got a little iron deposit down here. A lot of times it's hard to tell because of the sort of cube shape, so that's why it helps to do one layer at a time. Because these are more diagonal, or diamond shapes that you're destroying when it comes to digging. Now, I got lucky. That other one over there that we manually built, I like just so happened to dig the exit tunnel perfectly. Alright, I guess that's good that this is getting down to rock here. So obviously this part early on is going to be labor intensive until you find a shovel and like at least drop a point or two into minor 69er would be my thought. Just so you're doing a little more block damage, but there's our pit. So what I'll actually do too is I will work from the center here. So let's... I'm like super scared for the... But boom, basically that's what we're going to do. We are too deep in here, so let's keep it simple. Oh, and I guess, well, we'll just do it for support. We can punch through. So you wouldn't, your out for them is going to be actually these two squares. So you would keep that open, but because I've already goofed, we would still start in the corners. So you would punch those out. Like that. Because this is going to be their path out. And I guess we want the floor done up too, right? So let's remember to go one deeper for the floor. What are you beating on? Come on. Leave the base alone. Why do you keep running towards it? Is that it? And back under we go. What? Anybody else? Oh, the drone spooked me a little bit. No, back under. Oops. I think I hear somebody. It's always weird. The footsteps in God mode are like hurried, like sprinting. So a lot of times I'm just hearing my own footsteps. No. Okay. Now the walls. I think we're good. Although that's just sticking out from dirt though. That's just the block. So I think we're good to just get one more down. There we go. Alright, so there's our support beam there. Let's get a support beam here. You can see how the squares are just wedging into that diamond opening, and there's these, you know, insets there. Just kind of all part of the grasping all the building stuff mentally that always messes with my brain. Especially when it comes to just the dirt. When the terrain sort of camouflages things in a little bit, it can also make it difficult. And again, I'm sure there's a way easier way to do all of this. I'm not an expert by any means, but I guess this gives you a good idea of what all you'll be doing in a much more manual fashion if you do this in an actual playthrough. Alright, looking good. I mean, you could do something like this for a while. Like, I mean, the fear obviously is if there is one of those more cruel horde nights and enough of this dirt gets blown out, then it's a problem. And also, you want something nice and sturdy to mount if you're going to put traps and everything else down here. Okay, now we're getting to the outside. So that's a whole nother figuring out. I like that in this other one I ended up having this whole kind of plate done up, because same thing with the way the shapes were. You could kind of like see down into the corners a little bit. Like, you maybe still can. Oh, it's funny, a lot of this is, yeah, you can kind of see how this one evolved. I made all this steel because I was assuming that there would be explosions, and all that is still wood. See, none of that needs to be upgraded. And then just little fillers. You can see all kinds of little fillers and gaps of where stuff at some point did explode. Actually, this is a bit sketchy right here. I don't like that. What did I have? The steps? Oh, I probably had, there was probably an explosion here leaving. So that's another thing I think in these gaps, I'm going to make sure I put cube shapes, because if the steps break, they at least can still hop a cube shape, but you would need multiple steps to break. I don't know. That's why you have two sets of steps, and I have these double wide, so I cut these out because they were hitting these coming out for some reason, but I don't know. We're double wide coming through the center, so that should hopefully fix a lot of issues. And then you can see I just had so many extra traps. I was just throwing all kinds of stuff in. But see, this dirt right here is kind of like, if this plate wasn't on here, this steel shape, you would see right on through peeking out, which isn't horrible. It just doesn't look great. Doesn't look very professional. Alright, well, before we worry about any of that, let's finish doing all this. Yeah, see, like stuff like that. Like that is an unsightly gap. Nice little support piece in there. I've been burned so many times, I've had so many bad things happen getting deep into a build, and then I goof up in some way, so redundant support in this game with building helps me sleep at night. I must have punched one too many through there. Let's dirt this back up, just so this is consistent. Got so much support around now that we should be good to just kind of blast that stuff out willy-nilly, but I'm still gonna play it safe. Boom. All right. Now, figuring out what to do here. I had the wedge shapes in. I mean, I can just keep it open. I don't want them just blasting away. I think I'm gonna build a whole wall, because I don't want them blasting up underneath. And if this wall is double thick and the others aren't, that's fine, because if stuff gets close, it's moving in this direction. So if stuff gets close, it's getting close in this direction. Oops. So I still would think, although I didn't have it happen a whole lot, I still would think if we're going to have demos go off close to us, it's probably going to be close to this wall. So I'm cool with that being too thick. 2 blocks thick. Yeah, okay. Just making sure I couldn't like fill this little gap in. See, I want that to be filled up. There's a tool. I know there's a tool to fix that, but it doesn't matter. We're going to build a plate coming out with all that, so it is no matter. Alright, make sure that's all walled correctly, and it is. Nice and consistent. The floor is done consistent. So there's a under view of it there. Gosh, look at all the grass. This is 5 meters out. What were we over here? Oh, we were only 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 5 was the wall. And I guess, I mean, you don't want it to be too far away. You don't want to have them go too far. Let's go out, just for the sake of everything being a little bit further in this. That will be the wall. So, steps. symmetrically as we go as well. And then this wall. I mean, you could go crazy. You could just have wire traps all over the place if you really wanted to, just to slow them up as much as possible. You just have that much more stuff to worry about repairing, but some of it, like if you had blade traps down here, you just don't worry about it. If they break, they break. Keep your stuff up in the base running. I guess then you are kind of just using all of your stuff right off the bat at first, but... Alright, they have a double wide hallway. Let's make it nice for them. Let's go back to the wedge. Advance. I think like that. I think that looks nice. Maybe I was moving in the right direction before. I think that's nice. So they can flood through. They like kind of hugging and rubbing into stuff. We are going to continue this floor. Oh yeah, let's move these. Let's see. We'll turn this back into cubes. No, I guess we want that to be a normal cube because it's the floor, so. Cool. Now, when I did all this, it was repair work. It was like they had ripped all this out. The good thing is, although it's a lot of harvesting, it's all stuff that you're going to end up using a crap load of. It's like stone, clay, and everything. You're going to need a lot of that, so. Oops. Just trying to swap positions, but I changed quantities on them there. Oh no, it's nighttime. Okay, that's all nice and even. Now, steps. We're 3 wide, all on the steps. Certain things too, like these walls, I'm just going to kind of build them as we go. That doesn't have to be a cylinder, or not cylinder, a shape all the way down, I don't think. would be kind of rare that we have somebody that is, I guess, dying right out here. I did want to make the blocks underneath the steps. I want to make it blocks, but thinking if a block dies, they probably can't jump up to the next step. So I'm gonna not worry about it, actually. So yeah, just go back to soil there, and steps, steps, steps. Steps, steps, steps. I think I am gonna raise the roof up so they're not too tight. If they start trying to hop on each other, I don't want somebody getting stuck and wedged in the map. It's for their safety. I mean, this can kind of, yeah, I can kind of shoot this all the way up, right? Because we want to replace all this. So, yeah, okay. So we'll just look straight up, blast it up. Can I collapse this piece? Oh, hurt myself. So it did, it worked. Alright, cool. This makes it much more manageable. And this is easier doing this way. Just kind of opening this whole area up here. Oh, actually, that can go back to being sole. How big do we want this pad to be? I guess we're gonna want it to, let's see how far the steps come out. However far out the steps come is what I will match. It is probably going to be the width of the structure itself. Safe assumption. Oops. It's to there. And I want it to be a square out. So yeah, like that is perfect. And we know, oops. We know this is coming out either way, so let's build this out a little bit. I guess not too far. I want to be able to see what we're working with on that side. But I can complete this here. And is that enough headroom? No, that kind of hit that. So I can make that a wedge shape too, though. So let's do this first. I'm thinking maybe we just... open that up more? I don't know. I got no idea what I'm doing. So... I know this is going to be blocks though. Didn't want to do that, but there it is. Alright, so this wall can be done. No, didn't want to do that. Boom. I mean, I guess you could leave it open too. I want him to have a path straight across to the steps though, so I'll still have that probably 4 wide there. I think we will wedge shape stuff more, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Quick second on a bio break. Alright, back enter. Just realized I've had the mic muted through the bulk of this, so that's great. So I've got, I had to daisy chain a couple things, and I might have to with some other ones because I want to run these to a switch panel. I think like right here or something. I have not really had a whole lot of luck with switches and really kind of figuring out how in the world they work, but boom, we got 3 generators, so what do? Do you just keep that running? How'd that thing work? Oh, you would run it. Yeah, okay. To the switch. If I am correct, now that I've wired up all of that other stuff, let me unwire everything. This would go to the switch. And I guess you would just leave the generator running? And then let's just test it out. Switch to no. Huh. I'll have to do some more searching on that. Well, for now, let's just get these back hooked up. I can reach it from over here, I think. Oops, nope, I don't want to do that. Alright, that way at least runs those. Guys, well, I think I may call it there for this one. Made some fantastic progress. Gotta get some more lights probably on the front here. Don't really need them on the side or there, but I think that's where I'll call it for now. Make some more stuff probably off stream just to get some stuff buttoned up and figured out and get a final working version in order for a good test on a Horde night.